Hey YouTube, Jose here, and today we're going to be doing a new segment that we're going to be doing weekly called Meta Mondays, where we're going to be looking at the previous week of tournaments and kind of looking at the meta and see how it's shaping up. Mainly we're going to be looking at the Ursiday Pocket Weekly, as this is the biggest tournament that happens every week, free to enter, and you could potentially win 150 for getting first place, so it's really cool. I'll link that information down below. Guys, let's start off with a deck that cooked the hardest. We're looking here at our boy Fengar99, who placed 17th in this tournament that had over 1,600 players. 17th with a Greninja Mewtwo deck. What in the world was this guy cooking? Because obviously you have two energies here. The question is, do you play two energies, right? Because you need Water and Psychic to power up the Mewtwo. They do have colorless, each of them, so I wonder if he ran two energies. Because he might have just run the Psychic so that he can power up the Mewtwo guaranteed, and he's just pinching over here with 20 damage from the Greninja. He's also probably pinching with 30 damage here and there from the Kangaskhan, so they can clean up the game with the Mewtwo. But I'm not sure, because maybe he ran Water as well. I think the consistency might go down, but we're gonna have to figure that out. If anybody knows in the comments, let me know down below if he ran double energy. Unfortunately, it doesn't say on the site. So just really quickly, I wanted to go over that spice because that's probably the coolest deck. Greninja is definitely on the rise. You can see it got 13th place here in an Articuno deck. So really quickly, let's just looking at Greninja on the rise, which is really cool. 2 Articuno EX and 1 regular Articuno. Really cool deck here, guys. And Greninja is such a cool Pokemon. I'd love to make this deck. I only have 1 Greninja currently, though. Now that we looked at Greninja, let's take a look at actually a little bit of the meta of the whole tournament, right? Let's go look at the meta game here of this weekly 4. We can see that Mewtwo dominated with 31%. This is a little bit different, as I think previous weeks, Pikachu was more on the usage, but ever since Arcanine came on the scene and kind of checked Pikachu, I think maybe more people are moving towards Mewtwo. This has a better matchup against Arcanine. Mewtwo took the dominant share. As you can see, different variants of Pikachu are doing pretty well here. And honestly, if you add up this Pikachu, and this Pikachu, you're sitting close to around 20%, if not a little bit over, so that makes some sense. Even with Zapdos, you're getting closer and closer to that 30, similar to Mewtwo. But yeah, you gotta love all these different Pikachu decks. I really like the Zebstrika version. I like pinging stuff in the back and setting it up so that Pikachu can one-shot it. There's a lot of different Pokemon in the game that if you just hit them once with 30 damage while they're on the bench, Pikachu can kind of sweep up. So I really like that. Guys, the next spice we're going to look at is actually a deck that had Charizard and Growlithe here, y'all. This deck was so cool. Let's go back here and we're going to look at this deck, which finished 5th place. They went 10-0 on the first day, and they have the Charizard and the Arcanine. Let me just open this in a new tab, though, actually. They have the Charizard and the Arcanine. They run 1 Growlithe with 2 Arcanine, the Charizard line with the 2 Moltres, and this is probably such a fun deck. Guys, really important thing about this deck is Charizard is a better matchup into Mewtwo, so you want to build that up if you're facing Mewtwo. You just look at what energy they have right off the gate. You know what to do if you're going first. If they have Pikachu or just any electric deck, Growlithe might be a better choice. So this deck is versatile in that way, and that's why you run the 2 lines. Just thought I wanted to throw that in there, as I didn't say that initially. I'd love to try this one out. I am missing the Arcanines on my main account, and I'm missing the Charizards on my alt, so I can't quite try this out yet, but looks like a lot of fun. Those are the 2 spicy decks that that we're kind of looking up, the Arcanine and the Greninja here. Another thing that I really wanted to point out was the difference between the 2 Mewtwo decks, right? Mewtwo's are really running the baby Mewtwo now. So let me just close out a couple things here. And the one that won, you can actually see they ran 2 Sabrinas, right? And they only ran 1 red card and 1 potion, which this is really good adaptation, because I find myself in situations where potion is just not making a difference. Like, they're gonna 2-shot me if I potion or double potion anyway. So sometimes potion doesn't help. So I think 1 makes a lot of sense. And if you look here and we look at the person who was 2nd place, they had essentially the same deck list, right, with the baby Mewtwo. They only have 1 copy of Sabrina, and they still have the 2 potions here with the 1 red card. So when you're kind of looking at these side by side, the extra Sabrina is a little bit more potent than the extra potion. So using that as a pretty good meta, it's just good to know as a Mewtwo player that maybe this it's probably a little bit more. They both did well, but I guess what I'm getting at is maybe it's a little more consistent to doing 2 Sabrinas versus 2 potions. It's a really cool adaptation there. Other than that, we can see that it's only 1 Starmie EX here was in the top 32. Looks like they just squeezed in, so that's pretty cool. And then we did have an Arbok Weezing in 42nd place, which honestly, ooh, and look at this, we had the Alakazam and the Exeggutor as well, which are some sick lists here. Like this Alakazam, oh, it's so fitting because Exeggutor is actually Psychic and Grass in the game, so they kind of pair well because they're both Psychic Pokemon. But here you're running dual energy. You only need 1 Grass to power up the Exeggutor, and then you only need 1 Psychic to power up the Alakazam. So you definitely want dual energies in this deck. Very cool deck. I really want to try this out. I should have all the cards for this. We're gonna give this one a try, as it'll be a ton of fun. And then also we got the Weezing deck, which I think I opened up right here. Very standard Weezing. You got 2 Sabrinas, 2 Kogas, 1 Giovanni, and 1 X speed in this one, which is interesting. So they can opt for the 2nd Sabrina, I imagine. So very cool deck. I love playing this deck so much. Another one of my favorites. It's not really anything new about it, but still very, very cool. That's pretty much it when it comes to the spice. Someone did run a Centiskortch deck here in 58th place, which is actually what I'm using in my game right now as my fire deck, because I don't have Charizards in my main account. I don't have Arcanines. I have the Centiskortch, but he ran it with the Zubat and the Golbat. What kind of spice was this guy cooking up here? Because he wants to hit the Mewtwo's hard with this, and he wants to OHKO the Pikachu and the Zapdos with this. So really, really cool anti-meta deck, I think, because, like I said, you're hitting the Pikachu on this side, you're hitting the Mewtwo on this side. That's really, really cool. Guys, let me know down below what kind of decks you guys are using. We're gonna cut this one a little bit short today. I just wanted to kind of do a brief overview, and yeah, guys, tune in for more videos like this every week on Mondays, the Meta Mondays, and we really appreciate you all here. We're really trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. We've been on a nice little climb ever since Pokemon TCG Pocket came out, and any support would be greatly appreciated, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe below. Let me know what your favorite deck to use is right now, and take care. Hope you have a great day. Bye bye.